I heard they recently decided to add more hops to it.
And I'm in the front row, and I'm hammered drunk.
You do not have anything to drink. Can I get you a tasty refreshment?
Yes, I'll have a beer.
Wunderbar.
Hey, careful, man. There's a beverage here, huh? And welcome to another episode of the Buzz Basement Bros podcast. I am joined by that llama lover, Andy.
That would be me.
That a boy. How you doing there, good buddy? What are you sipping on over there now?
Oh boy.
What are you spilling over there now?
No, I'm not spilling anything. Not that drunk. I'm not as think as you drunk I am.
Not that drunk. Dude, I'm telling you, dude, I told you. I made you do this with me one time. If you ever want to get fucking amped to go to a party, what do?
Watch.
You pregame to Beer Fest.
Yes, Beer Fest.
To 4 beers during Beer Fest.
Unbex?
Unbex?
Unbex!
Unbex! It's a great fucking movie.
Yes. But I'm finishing my low baller of Jameson's Cask Mates.
Which one is that again? It's
the Cask Mates.
the stout edition.
Mm-hmm.
I was
Delicious.
what was that? I got that one. I got that bottle because I helped a neighbor guy move
Yes.
some furniture around, and he tried to give me money, and I go, I'm not taking your. I don't work in our tiny town for cash. If you want to buy me booze, that's fine.
Yeah.
So he delivered a bottle to your house.
Yeah, and we delivered it to you, and you brought it back.
That's right.
Woohoo!
Yeah, it's actually it's dangerously
It's
good.
good.
Yes.
So I've got maybe 2 swigs of that left.
You know, every time I go to, like, I go booze shopping. Like, I go to Target.
I lied, 1.
Huh?
I said I lied. It was 1.
Yeah, there you go. Big gulp.
Big gulp.
Relax the throat.
Drop the jaw.
Yeah.
Relax the throat.
When I go to retailers, every once in a while, they have good booze on sale.
Mm-hmm.
And so I got her fancy bottle of scotch. You know, I peruse the booze aisle.
Mm-hmm.
Peruse the booze. And Jameson, I don't think I've tried it, but Jameson has an orange whiskey.
I saw that.
That just seems weird.
I'm not too gung-ho
You're not too keen on the orange Irish whiskey.
about trying it.
Have you heard the story? I think I told you the story. Have you heard the story about the heir to the Jameson throne? He was out exploring Africa, and he went and was hanging out with a tribe in Africa, and then he was never seen again because the tribe was a bunch of cannibals.
I think I've heard that.
I think I told you that story.
I think you've told me that.
Yeah, the heir to the Jameson fortune was out, like you do back in colonial days, as you go and, you go
Explore.
to sub-Sahara Africa and go hang out with a bunch of tribes and hunt elephants and shit and lions and yeah, there was a photo taken of him with an African tribe, and then no one ever saw him again.
Meh.
Yeah, Anywho.
Whiskey's still good.
Yes.
But then, now that I'm done with that, I am drinking my mixed drink of Dr. Pepper, go figure,
The DP.
and the Busker, the listener bottle that we have gotten.
It's actually pretty good.
Yeah, and it's about half
A
gone.
little over half gone. It's still above the label.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're still pretty solid.
Yeah.
So, I got off work Thursday morning.
Okay.
And we came over here for dinner Thursday night.
Oh, yeah, you did.
And I had a couple beers because that's what I do.
I was going to say, Mr. Drunkle.
I am the drunkle. And so I went home and I showered and I told the lady, I'm like, I want to go to open mic night. I have the day off. I'm going to go play a few songs. I did okay. It was just all right. I didn't really practice anything. I just went. I had a good time. Don't get me wrong. You go, I play, I get a free drink. I paid for another drink. And I drove home.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. When I got home, and the neighbor across the street from me was up. He's an older guy. He's a widower. He lives across the street from me. And the indicator is the garage door is open. It's an open invite. He's usually sitting in the garage having his bush latte and listening to the sappy-ass country music because that's what he does. So I try and be friendly with the guy. You know, I mean, his family is grown and everything. And, I live right across the street. It's a proximity thing. I like the guy. I go and hang out and have a couple beers with him. I buy him a case of beer every once in a while, as penance.
Mm-hmm.
And I go spend time with him. Anyway, we started talking about bars in town here and his old stomping ground because he used to live on the west side of town, yonder.
Mm.
And he was telling me about a friend of his. He said, this man was the funniest motherfucker he's ever met. I'm like, well, what was this guy's name? Is he still around? He goes, man, I haven't seen him in 20 years. His legal name was Richard Cripple. Crippel. And I go, hang on, what? Richard Cripple. I am not shitting you. This guy went by Dick Cripple. So I want to ask you, what is the goofiest fucking name you've ever heard in your entire life? Because I have one more that I've come across.
That might actually take the cake.
Dick Cripple.
Dick Cripple.
First off, nobody names their kids Dick anymore.
No.
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 Nobody names anybody Richard anymore because
Well, actually, I know.
you know a young Richard?
Yeah. He actually. I work with him up north.
No shit.
Yeah, he's maybe.
Is he a junior?
No, he's maybe.
Dick Cripple Junior.
He's maybe 2 or 3 years older than I am.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You're talking like a mid-30s age Richard?
Yeah.
Bro, he must have got it so bad in
And
school.
then the
Listen here, Dickie.
then the second community college that I attended,
Mm-hmm.
also had a Richard.
They had a
in it.
Richard, a young
Yep.
Richard,
Yep, same age as me.
young Dick. That's what you need. That's what the Cougars are looking for, man.
Mm.
Come on, dude. I set you up for that one. Okay, all right.
Grab him by the dick.
Oh, okay.
Give him the old dick twist.
Is there anybody that can you think of any names that you've come across in your years that have just been fucking like, why would somebody name their kid that, or why would you marry into that name? Like my mom was telling me she worked with like a Christina. Her before she got married, you can see where this is going pretty quickly, but her first name was like Christina with a K, and then it was K something, and then she married a guy with a last name like Knox. So her initials after she got married were KKK. That's just, why would you do that to yourself?
Wah, wah.
I mean, unless you're into that kind of thing. I don't condone it, definitely.
No.
But yeah, initials being KKK, like obviously,
Jesus.
Dick Cripple. That's a pretty good one.
That's a pretty good one. I'm drawing a blank.
You're drawing a blank. All right, I got one more.
Yeah, what's your next one?
The first hotel that I worked at, sweet lady. She was awesome. She used to come and travel for work. See her, a couple times a month. Her name was Brenda, and her married name was Handy. Her last name was literally Handy. It's just so unfortunate.
I mean,
Of course, I remember her name. I mean, like
Of
the
course.
second I met her, I'm like, wait, hang on, what's your last name? Handy.
Yeah, the ones that are really weird, you tend to
Right.
remember.
But she was so awesome, though. Quit staring at me, Daisy.
I don't. I'm slotted to work with a guy.
Don't get too specific.
I'm
now.
not. I'm
Remember,
not. Yeah.
that's our first rule.
Yeah. No, I'm not gonna get too specific.
I doubt Brenda Handy is gonna find this podcast.
No, but
And Dick Cripple is not of the age. He's in the 70s.
yeah.
Cripple.
But I'm slotted to work with a guy that I've been told took his wife's baby daddy's last name.
Wait, I mean, like, is the last name Kick-Ass? Like, literally Kick-Ass? Like, what is it?
No, it's I think Falcon.
Oh, that's a pretty badass last name.
I don't know. Like
Wait,
I said, I haven't.
Hey, time out, though. All right, so he's with his lady.
He got
His lady.
married.
Yeah.
And instead of changing his last name to her last name,
Was it something shitty like Cripple?
I don't know. Like I said, I haven't met the guy, and I'm kind of afraid to ask him like right out the bat.
Dude, I just straight up ask him.
And but yeah, he took his wife's baby daddy's
That's weird.
last name.
That's weird. Because I'm not going to... I told Anna before we got married, like, if you want to keep your maiden last name, I really don't give a shit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. You don't have to take my last name. It's kind of boring anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's so generic. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you don't have to. I don't give a shit. But taking your lady's baby daddy's last name? That's a little weird.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that before.
Yeah. No, I haven't either.
Never heard of that in my entire life.
I went through paramedic class with a guy, and the next time I ran into him, I called him by his nickname, which was a shortened version of his last name, and he's a fairly local guy.
I got the same thing going on here.
Yeah, you understand that. And I called him by his nickname, and he goes, "Yeah, that's not my name anymore." I'm like,
That's not my name.
"What?"
That's not my name.
And he goes, "Yeah, so I got married 6 months ago or so." I'm like, "Oh, congratulations." He goes, "So I took her name." I'm like, "Oh,
That's not.
okay."
It's not as abnormal.
Yeah. I just kind of went, "All right, what's your new last name?" And he told me, and I just kind of went, "Your first last name was better." Just saying. He was another fellow, Andrew.
Yeah.
But I just kind of went, I like your first last name better because, one, the nickname came from your last name. And then, like,
Does the new last name have the potential for a badass nickname?
No.
Something that rolls off the tongue?
No.
I mean, it's no Dick Cripple.
No, it's no Dick Cripple. But I ended up running into him or hearing about him like 2 years later. So 2 years after the fact, he got divorced from the girl.
So did he keep fucking baby daddy's last name?
I don't know if he kept her last name or not. I just know that he got divorced, and I kind of went, well, I hope he liked filling out that change of name paperwork if he wants his last name back.
I think you can, well, okay. So Anna did take my last name, and we went to the Social Security office in town, right? Because that's where you got to go fill out some sort of, there's always some sort of fucking form to fill out. Or
Always
whatever.
forms.
Then you got to change your license. It's a whole fucking chagrin. I mean, it's a whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And we were at she's like, you want to go with me? It's a not so great part of town. I mean, fuck it. I'm not doing anything. Yeah, I'll go with you. Whatever. Just come home after work. It's on the way. Just pick me up. I'll go with you. That's fine. We'll go sit in the shittier version of the DMV. And we'll go change your name. So we get up there, and it's this large black woman behind the counter. And I'm like, I'm just going to be the jolliest motherfucker she's ever met in her entire life. So I'm up there cracking jokes.
You're making her day.
I'm making her day. You know, we get up there at like 4:15.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I made her day so much, she fucked up the forms. So we get all the way home.
Oh.
We get all the way home, and Hannah goes, "This doesn't look right. She didn't fill this out right." And I go, and she just like, "Aaron, you were cracking jokes, and you distracted her." And I go, "What? I mean, what do you want me to do? Like, it was like a prison in there. Like, what do you want me to do?"
There's two options in
She made it up
those
there.
types of buildings. It's either one, you let them be bitchy,
Yeah.
or you crack jokes and make them like actually happy for a little bit,
Well, there's
and risk someone making
fucking up
them,
the paperwork.
fucking
Yeah.
up them.
So, so luckily she sped. She's like, "Aaron, I'm going back, and I'm not fucking taking you with me." So she got it back up there at like 4:55 before the lady submitted her paperwork for the day and got it fixed for the record.
Okay.
But the last time I went to the fucking DMV, I was cracking jokes with the lady at the DMV because I had to get something added to my license. And she's like, "Well, it's been a few years since you've taken your picture." I was wearing a hat like I always do, so I didn't do my hair. And have you seen my license picture? It
No.
is literally the worst fucking picture anyone's ever taken of me in my entire life. Like, my hair is all wispy and literally at one point she's like, "Okay, stand in front of, I think it's a blue screen now. Stand in front of the blue screen." And she goes, "Okay, don't smile because you can't smile. You're not allowed to smile." "Okay." And the picture took. No, the computer didn't take it. And she looked at me for a second like, and she goes, "Your ears aren't level. Turn your head a little to the left." And I just go, "Thanks." And then I end up taking a picture, like my driver's license picture. I look like this. Like,
A picture capturing someone that just fucking
got
insulted your
yeah,
ears.
just told me my ears weren't fucking level. And I didn't get I didn't think we'd have to take a fucking picture. So I didn't do my hair. So it looks like I look bald, and the way I like did the little grimace thing, like I got like a triple chin going on. I'm not a big guy either. Like, it's just, it's the worst fucking picture I've taken in my entire life.
Driver's license pictures are always like the
last
worst
one
pictures.
wasn't bad.
Mine, the last couple weren't bad.
The one before the ears weren't level situation wasn't bad.
My new license was not the best either.
The last time I went to the DMV before that was with you, and you had gotten off work and I had just gotten up, and
we were toasted.
We were fucking hammered the last time I went to the DMV.
I barely remember that.
I know. I had you wait in the truck. Man, I gotta go to the DMV. Yeah, we met your lady for Margs for lunch.
Yeah. We had Margs.
And then I went to the DMV.
And then we walked across the street to the DMV.
Good thing I didn't have to do a driver's test. We definitely didn't think that through.
Okay, Mr. Aaron, it's time for your driver's test. All right, full disclosure. I just slammed 3 margaritas before I came.
I'm definitely like a 0.10 right now. I definitely went in sweatpants and like slippers and like a Carhartt jacket.
Speaking of alcohol.
That's right. I went to the fucking DMV hammered. God damn it, Andrew.
I like how
you were along for the ride.
I was.
Aaron, this might be a bad idea. Man, that never came up one time.
I'm sure it did, but I'm pretty sure our outlooks were, meh, fuck it.
Yeah, what are they going to do?
Yeah, meh. But speaking of alcohol.
So it turns out I just don't do well at the DMV.
No. Speaking of alcohol content, my wife and I went to one of my previous coworkers' house. Mm-hmm. He got hired at a big boy job. And we were going to his apartment and celebrating and having drinks and such. He has a little itty bitty like keychain breathalyzer.
That's fucking dangerous.
It's-
You know, they sell them at like regular retailers. They're like $109 or something. Last time my price went out.
Yeah, he spent like $20 on Amazon for this thing.
But you know, it'd be a challenge. That's the problem.
Exactly.
I know. That's why I haven't bought
Exactly.
one.
Exactly.
I buy a lot of dumb shit. Okay.
That's what happened. Like he got it, and he's like, "Hey guys, look!" And there's like 4 of us out on his back patio, still drinking, smoking a stogie, and he just goes, "Yeah, just press the button until it starts doing its prompt, and then you blow when it says blow, and you keep blowing until it says good." And so his first attempt, he blew a .10.
Above the legal limit.
Yes, above the legal limit, which is hilarious because his wife had come out about that time, and he did that, and he just kind of went, "Well, I guess I shouldn't have driven home from the bar." To which I got in trouble because part of the deal was I was going to drive him home from the bar, and she's like, "Andy, why'd you let him drive home? You were supposed to drive home." I'm like, "Because I think it was a little bit better." And at that point, I took the breathalyzer and I blew it.
What was your magic number there, good buddy?
0.16. Now, I will say this. It being a keychain breathalyzer,
Who knows the accuracy?
there's
margin for error.
there is no calibration
Right.
factor. Because the second time, granted, we're still drinking.
Mm-hmm.
The second time we all took the breathalyzers, right? The other two, they're fucking lightweights. They were blowing like 0.02s and 0.04s. The second time this guy and I took it, he blew a like 0.5, and I blew, or not 0.5, 0.05. Sorry.
0.5. I think you're dead.
And I blew like a 0.04. Daisy, what's wrong? You want to say hi on the microphone?
Oh God.
Nope.
Runs away.
Runs away.
Come here, Daisy.
So yeah, I think that would be be fun.
I've always kind of wanted to go. There was what the fuck was his name? It was he wrote a couple books. He was a real drunk college dude, and he wrote a couple books. And actually, it was one of the last books I read. Tucker Max.
Okay.
But the first story in his first book, it's just stories of him in like law school on drunken escapades.
Oh.
And it's the first story is like a diary entry. And he goes, "I took a breathalyzer to the bar tonight." And it like every time he blows into the 0.08, I do not feel hammered. 0.12, I am king. Like it's. So I would think I would make it a contest like that. Call out your number, and let's see where we're at. It's like a contest that way. Not obviously not who can get the most drunk.
No.
It's.
But
I feel like I'm a 0.12.
yeah. Now, Dad, he actually went to a bar.
That they had the you blow in the stick on the wall.
Yeah. Yep.
And of course, it's a contest.
Yes. And he was with Mom and one of the other guys in town.
Oh, yeah.
And his wife. And
Was it a local-ish?
I don't remember where the bar was. I don't think it was local. I think it was on a trip or something, maybe down in Florida. But they had been drinking like all day. Right? Like they're prone to do, like we're prone to do, like everybody's prone to do every once in a while.
We've had practice.
We've had practice, right? And who has had more practice than Fred? Not many people, right? So it was like a pay.
Put $1 in.
Yeah, put 50
see what
cents in.
your blood alcohol content is.
Yeah, see what your blood alcohol content is, and so.
It's like the punching bags. but with more of a financial consequence.
Correct. So they started doing it.
It's a bar game.
Yeah, it's a bar game. All right. And so I think Dad blew, I don't know the exact number. He blew whatever number he was. And then
Was it high or was it kind of low?
It was higher. It was high. It was I'm pretty sure above legal limit, 0.08.
0.08 ain't shit.
Yeah.
0.08 is like 2 beers in an hour. I
Yeah.
mean,
It was well above 0.08. The other guys was like right even with Dad's, I want to say. And so they're like, "Hey, you know what? Let's see, instead of let's see who can get the drunkest. Let's see who has the best metabolism. Let's rip a shot
and then blow again.
and then blow again."
Yeah.
So they ripped a
Think
shot.
how first off, think how dirty that fucking breathalyzer machine is.
It probably
Never been cleaned.
this was years before COVID.
I
Right.
don't give a shit. Still, the pint glasses at the bar get washed way more than this motherfucker.
Yeah,
does.
exactly. So they
Just
blew,
like the punching thing,
they-
it never gets washed.
they blew again, and the other guys about stayed the same. And Dad's actually went down.
Sounds about right.
And Dad is just like, "What the fuck?" Yeah.
There was talking about blood alcohol. There was a dude I used to work with. He was the most functioning alcoholic I've ever seen in my entire fucking life.
I told the story to one of my coworkers. but go on.
The man would buy on the way to work. He obviously didn't have a license. He had had too many DUIs. The man on the way to work would buy, a Powerade, a 32-ounce Powerade. It you knew what kind of day he was going to have, whether he got a pint or a half pint of McCormick vodka. And it didn't matter which one it was, pint or a half pint. He would come out of the liquor store that was on the way to work. He had a favorite one because it was cheap. And pint or half pint, he would take a sip of the Powerade, and then he'd pour it out, one for the homies, and then he would take the pint or the half pint, and he would have it measured perfectly, and it would, it'd make the little lip at the top of the Powerade. That man could fucking drink. The most functioning alcoholic I've ever seen in my entire life. So the story why he lost his license was he was driving the boss around. They were out drinking, obviously, and dude got pulled over. I think the boss was driving, but he took the hit. That's why he still had the job at this company. He took the hit, and they breathalyzed him, and he was acting sober, but he blew like a 0.3. And the cop goes, "Oh my God."
Ooh.
So of course they took him to jail for a DUI, and the boss man bailed him out and everything. And the story is that the judge goes, the cop testified at the DUI hearing or trial or whatever, that he seemed like he was basically sober with a 0.3. This man, he needs to go to rehab, or if he doesn't go to rehab, he never gets his license back. Well, he was too far in the weeds at that point. So last I heard, he still hadn't got his license back. That was like 20 years ago.
Jeez.
Yeah. I need to figure out if he's still living.
I always
Just insane. I mean, perfect every time.
Mm-hmm.
If it was a bad night, he'd want to stop at the same liquor store at lunch, on lunch break. Hey, can we hit the store? And then he'd want to hit on the way home too. And then don't get me wrong, it was always entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
But oh my God, that man. I mean,
Yeah, when we bring drunk people into the ER, we always like to, if we go back to the same ER that night, we always like to
check
recheck
up on
in,
them. Check up on them.
right?
See how they're doing.
What was the number? Oh, their blood alcohol. And granted, like, this is ER, right? So this isn't a breathalyzer. This is from...
This is scientific. This is literal blood alcohol.
Yes, this is factual, like, I think the highest I ever remember hearing was like a 0.27.
Damn.
Yeah,
That's fucking high.
it was.
A quarter of your blood is fucking alcohol.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
It
how
was-
that works.
I was like, oh,
Oh my God.
no wonder they were so fucked up.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
Maybe we should just go ahead and buy a breathalyzer and have a little, little fun and games with it. Man, I feel like I'm a 0.06 right now. What? 0.10? This is bullshit.
I would not be opposed
Yeah.
because I know we talked about, the Fox and Sox book.
Yeah, that was a drunk test, but this is
Right?
actually like a
This
legal
is like
one.
this is like the end all be all drunk
Right.
test.
Cops pull you over.
Yeah. This is what you're going to blow.
Show how much of a drunk I actually am. maybe that's subconsciously why I haven't bought one yet.
Hey, that could be like our sign off signature. I'm Aaron and I'm a 0.1. And I'm Andy and I'm 0.09.
And then, or I'm Aaron. I just ripped a shot of whiskey and I'm a 0.14. And I'm going to climb on the golf cart and drive home.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe we should. Maybe we shouldn't.
Speaking of drunk driving.
Oh boy.
No, this is a quality story. This is a safe drunk driving story.
Good. I like safe drunk driving stories.
It's about a month ago or so. I got off on a Saturday morning and I got a high school friend that lives up Norch there. And I'm like, hey man, I haven't seen you in a while. I think you need to come down to the country to Illinois and come drink some fucking Busch Light with me. And he goes, yeah, we planned this like 6 months ago. So I texted him a couple days before, like, hey man, you still coming down this weekend? Yeah. So all I didn't give him, he's like, should I bring anything? Should I bring like food? Should I bring like beer? And all I said was, I sent him the GPS coordinates.
Ooh.
And then I said, bring a pillow, bring a blanket, and bring beer. And the man showed up right on time with a pillow, blanket, and beer.
Very nice.
Anyway, we proceed to drink in the sunshine he got down at about 2 o'clock. From 2 o'clock until we ended up drunkenly hitting golf balls at the campsite across the creek
Oh,
at like
Jesus.
10 o'clock at night. Turns out I'm fucking awful at hitting golf balls still.
Well, I could have told you that.
But, and then, so I had another friend come down and he took his lady home. So then it was me and my buddy from up Norch, my high school friend.
Mm-hmm.
His name's Nick. Nick came down, and I go, you know what? Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna grab my little Bluetooth speaker. Anna and Fred had already went to bed, and I go, you know what we're gonna do? Here you go. I'm gonna grab the Bluetooth speaker. I'm gonna cue up some music, and we're gonna climb in the golf cart, and we're gonna go for a cruise. So he's like, okay, let me go pee, and grab a couple beers and everything, pack a little cooler, and he's like, well, where are we going? I'm like, I don't know. You're driving. He lives in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
They used to live in like downtown Chicago. You poke his head out the side of his balcony and you could see fucking Lake Michigan. They just bought a condo like a mile from Wrigley. So, I mean, they're still in densely populated Chicago. But he's coming down to fucking where we live.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
Oh my
encouraged. Yeah.
This golf cart doesn't have turn signals.
He's like, where do we want to go? And I'm like, well, it doesn't matter.
Keep it on the gravel.
Yeah. Just doesn't
That's
matter.
all you got to do.
Doesn't matter. And then we get back to your dad's place. And first we stopped and played bags with the neighbors.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you
got
have to. They're on the way back.
Yeah.
But so we got extra shit-faced over there. And then we went back to your dad's. And before he goes to bed, he's like, man, this is what I needed, man. I go, man, it's country living. All right. I'll be over here sleeping, snoring. Hopefully you can sleep through it.
If not, oh well.
Yeah. Drunk driving is acceptable at the campsite because everybody does it. But, I mean, you're not going to get that fucked up on a 10-mile-an-hour golf cart.
I was going to say that, and it's not like you're driving cars
Right.
at 55, 60 miles
Dude,
an hour.
I've been quite... I was going to say something. I've been quite inebriated and made it back on the golf cart just fine.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Drunk driving. Woo. Woo. In the right spot.
In the right spot.
There's no police at the campsite.
No.
No. I'd be pissed.
Well, there's
if-
the one guy
on
on holidays.
Yeah, but I try and bribe him with beer, but he's a good boy. He never does it.
Yeah.
He never takes my beer.
God, you and bribing cops.
What?
Jesus.
I do like to push the boundaries of what I can get away with. Haven't been arrested for bribing a cop yet.
I'm glad you threw that disclaimer in.
The second part in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any hoodles. This has been another episode of the Buzz Basement Bros podcast. My name is Aaron.
And I'm Andrew.
And email us, buzzbasementbrospodcast@gmail.com.
Give us some topics.
Yeah. Yeah. And let's see. Twitter, Instagram. We out. God damn it, Andrew.